You clicked on a video called How to Simplify Your Life. You think we could do that? I've got no idea how to do that.
This was the Make Happen method, and I've been Ollie Owens, and I'll see you in the next video.
So if you chose to watch this video, I'm guessing you've got a pretty complicated life, and I get it.
It's complicated. It's complicated.
My life is in no way simple.
Hey, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
As well as running Make Happen, run a film school where we're actually filming today.
Not interested.
I'm in the middle of an edit on a feature film.
Not interested.
I'm trying to make an album. I'm trying to learn how to even do that. I don't even know how to make music.
I'm still not interested.
Oh my God, I've got so much going on. Some days I feel absolutely overwhelmed.
All right, Tom, we get it. You're overwhelmed, aren't we all? Yes! So if you're feeling overwhelmed with all this stuff you've got to do like Tom, then stick around. This is the Make Happen method.
Okay, yes, so today dealing with overwhelm and how we can simplify our lives.
That would be great.
The first thing to get clear on is life is unfathomably.
That's a big word for you.
Life is unfathomably complicated. There's nothing you can do about it in that sense. The atoms are jumping around in all sorts of complex ways all of the time, and you can only deal with whatever you can deal with.
You will never simplify your life.
Say what now?
In this 21st century life you're living, there is so much information you're getting on a daily basis.
The amount that we read in a day is probably the same amount that someone consumed in a whole lifetime 100 years ago.
I think you're exaggerating.
I mean, think about it. We used to get a handful of letters come through the door once a day in the morning. Now it's constant updates and notifications, emails, bulletins.
So true.
Screaming for your attention.
Me.
No wonder it's overwhelming.
And there's nothing we can do about that. I mean, we can switch off, turn off and go and live in a cave.
Live in the cave?
But even then, life is actually complicated. If you were to deal with all of the things that are going on in your cave or just outside your cave and all the trees, it is just complicated. Life is complicated. There's millions and gazillions of atoms all jumping around, and we are trying to make sense of them.
Did you know that atoms are smaller than a grain of sand?
Hold on a minute.
The second thing is, life
is actually really simple.
Well, see, now you're just being confusing.
Because we can only deal with one thing at a time.
There is only ever now, this minute, right here.
You're messing with my Zen thing, man.
Because you can only be in one place at a time, dealing with one thing at a time.
So when you're getting overwhelmed with all these things you've got to do, you're living in the past, you're living in the future, you're thinking about what you need to do in the future, but you can only be in this moment right now.
That's the reality. If you deal with what you're dealing with, your life is incredibly simple.
That's what I'm talking about!
You can't take this body into the future. You can't take it into the past. You can only be in the here and now. And if you bring your mind to the here and now, life is incredibly simple. Think about that for a moment. It's not like my catchphrase, isn't it? Think about that for a moment. Life exists only in this one infinitesimal moment. One after another, after another, after another, after another. You are here, now, not somewhere else geographically, not somewhere else in time, not yesterday, not last year, not next month. You are here.
You are here?
Now, only in this moment, in this place. Think about that for a moment.
I am thinking.
Why then are we getting overwhelmed?
Why do we do it?
Well, the simple fact is, our sense of being overwhelmed is to do with our mind taking us into the future, taking us into the past, taking us in other places where things are not actually happening in the here and now. So, for example, you might be worried about finishing a piece of work.
Now that you mention it.
Now, that worry is living in the future of the work being finished.
Can I finish? I don't know.
And that worry is not impacting your action in the here and now, so it's literally
Pointless!
The worry is pointless. Knowing that life is incredibly complicated, and yet it's so simple because there is only the here and the now, what are we to do?
You tell me.
The truth of your overwhelm is actually that it's surprisingly simple. If you look at the multitude of things that you're currently overwhelmed with,
yeah, I'm looking.
What you'll probably notice is that there's actually just one main thing that you're putting off or haven't dealt with.
Just one thing.
That's causing this whole world of overwhelm that you're living in.
And when that one thing is resolved, that sense of overwhelm goes. And that's why, one day I can be totally overwhelmed with the running of film school, doing Make Happen, having a family,
I'm still not interested.
And then the next day I could be feeling fine about it. It's because that day I've resolved in some way that thing that needed resolving. That thing becomes complete. And then, and then life goes on and then another one comes up.
In the Make Happen method, we distinguish this one main problem that you're dealing with as...
Well, actually, we haven't come up with a name. We've got some ideas. Try out some of these for size.
The spanner in the works.
The fly in the ointment.
The single snag.
Nice bit of alliteration there.
The one obstacle. The crux.
Don't think we'll be using that one.
The pinnacle problem.
The nagging niggle. That's the best one. The nagging niggle. And it's got alliteration.
Yeah, we haven't thought of a name yet.
Let us know in the comments your preferred name for this nagging niggle. Definitely my favourite. So what is your nagging niggle?
So once you've identified this single snag,
nagging niggle,
you need to make it a priority to get that thing finished, complete, whatever it is, whether it's a form you've got to complete, whether it's a conversation you need to have with a friend or a family member, whether it's a piece of work you need to finish or a piece of work you need to start. That's the thing you need to prioritize and get done first.
And once you've done that, then you can notice how you're feeling and whether that sense of overwhelm has bizarrely disappeared.
Where did it go? Okay, so we've looked at how complex our lives are. We've looked at how we might simplify them. We've also looked at how simple they actually are.
And we've also looked at how completing can have us stop feeling overwhelmed. So, once you're clear on your nagging niggle,
why do you keep saying that?
Then you need to go and take the action to complete on it. And then you will be free. This was the Make Happen method. And don't forget to subscribe. Let's get complete on that.
Let us know in the comments what that single snag,
nagging niggle
of yours is. What is the one thing that if you complete it, this feeling of overwhelm is just gonna lift off your shoulders and disappear.
Just think how overwhelmed you're gonna feel when you've got kids as well.
The fish hook. What's got you on the hook? Oh, new one. How'd you like that? I'm just making it up on the spot here. I can't stop it.
Nagging niggle.